Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw, and today we have an amazing guest. Her name is Jacqueline Kane. We met through Brave Healer Productions. They have an author community, and it's very much all healers, wellness, spirituality, those who are in that industry. And that is how we met. And I really liked her story and what she does with her work. I think it's really important for people to learn about this type of work and know that you have other options and other people to see instead of going to doctors. So without further ado, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Gena, for having me today. Very excited to be here.
Me too. All right. So what you do, why don't you start with what you currently do and then take us backwards through that journey of how you even got led into this type of work? Because it doesn't really you don't just wake up as a kid and you're like, I'm going to do what Jacqueline does. I'm a master, I'm a healer. It just doesn't work like that. So,
Doesn't work.
Tell us what you do and then how you got there.
Yeah. So right now I really help mostly women get to the root cause of their physical and emotional and financial pain, and then shift it so that you can get back to living your life. And what I have found is that the missing piece in healing, especially healing the physical illness and physical pain, is looking at the energy underneath the physical pain. That's the way to really heal. And I share this because we all know those people who have gone from physical therapy to a surgery to injections to everything, and
Nothing works.
And all of a sudden it's decades later and they're still in pain.
Yep.
And they tried everything, and the doctor will be like, well, you just have to live with it.
Oh,
and it's
those words, those dreaded words.
Or maybe there's something wrong with you because it works for everybody else. That surgery works wonders for everybody else. I don't know what's wrong with you.
And to note, when a doctor says this to you, they are putting a limiting belief on you, which then plays into your energy and other limiting beliefs and blocks, which can manifest into physical illness and disease.
Yeah. And it makes you start to think, well, what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. And it's this badge of honor. All the women with fibromyalgia, all the women with lupus or arthritis, I've tried everything. My problem's physical. You can't help me. So it's a downward spiral that, oh my God, pain is like, everybody's walking around with some kind of physical pain. And we don't have to do that. There's a way to let it go.
I agree. So why don't you, what are some of the modalities that you use to help women with?
The most important modality I'm using right now is ancestral energy clearing. I feel that that's the first step in turning your whole healing process around, because ancestral energy is the unresolved emotional issues of your ancestors, and it impacts 4 areas of your life: your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your ability to stand in your power and speak up for yourself very confidently, without manipulation, without passive aggressive. You just get to be you. So when we release and let go of the limitations, because let's face it, our family has passed down good things and not so good things. We're just going to clear away what is no longer serving you. You get to hold on to all the rest. But all that energy of frustration and resentment, there's a very specific way I take people through the process that you get to transform your whole energetic generational habits and patterns behind you and going forward for your children, your grandchildren, which if you're a mom or a grandmother, it's important. It's what we want for our children.
Love that. Yeah, I'm very much into this because I have also done, you know, my own ancestral healing work, and it can be a lot. It's, you know, depends on who's bringing you through the process and everything like
Mhm.
that. But like you said, I think it's really important to note that you can heal 7 generations forward and 7 generations backward
Yeah.
by doing your inner work. And not only that, enhance your health and well-being.
Oh my God, improve every area of your life. It's getting to the point where the more I do it with people, they'll be like, oh my God, my son called me after that session, or
Mm,
this relationship got better after the session. So it's energy, and we're able to, when you tune into energy and start doing energy work, things can change very fast. So
mm.
once we clear your energetic, the generational stuff, then you're at least becoming more authentically you. And then it's important to heal your inner child, because your inner child is holding on to all of that angst and sadness and grief of not being allowed to be herself.
Mm,
She's
mm.
the one who still wants to be heard and seen.
Yeah, inner child work is very important. It's also connected to the body. Shocking.
Very connected. It's all connected, right?
It's
You
all
can't do
connected.
one without impacting the other. It's just all
It's
connected.
it's so true. Now, how did you even get into this work? Because like you know, I'm 29 now, but like didn't even know about this kind of work, you know, a couple years ago, you know?
Yeah. So I kind of stumbled upon it when my marriage was falling apart, and we were really wondering if we were going to stay together or break up. And you know, universe is amazing, because in that moment, something came through my email. It was all about tapping, emotional freedom technique, and how it can change your life. And I went to this conference, and one thing led to another. And I just started, it helped me to understand why I ended up where I ended up. That even though I was meditating, even though I was um, going on retreats and doing everything I thought I was supposed to do, I still ended up in a place that was very dark and dismal and um, really, really heavy. And so once I started hiring coaches and learning these techniques, I was getting out of pain. I was having more energy. I was having more fun. And things really shifted for me and my marriage. We're still together. We have a better relationship now than we ever did. I started using these things with my clients, and everybody just started getting their whole lives turned around. They then were able to learn tools and techniques to get out of pain, because even though you get out of pain from 50 years of being in pain, just vacuuming can bring on some back pain or shoulder stuff from a sport injury. And it's important to learn specific techniques that you can get out of pain in the moment. And that's what I started teaching my clients. And everything started changing for them. Not just they would get out of pain, money would show up out of the blue, people would be getting refunds from the IRS, opportunities were showing up, they were having better relationships with their children and their families. And they were able, for most of the women, they were able to speak up their way, which was so completely new for them, that they were standing in their power more and just saying, hey, this is what I want, which they spent 50, 60 years never saying what they wanted. And that's just a beautiful thing when a woman stands in her power and very naturally says, this is what I desire. And then she gets to allow it to show up.
Yes, absolutely. And again, like that plays a huge role into people getting sick, powerlessness and not feeling worthy. I read I forgot what book it was out of, but worthiness is like the root of so many different diseases. I
Yeah.
was mind blown. Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, like all of these different,
Oh, really?
yes, all of these big
It makes sense.
chronic diseases. It totally makes sense. I like, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I look back and I'm like, yeah, worthiness was definitely something that I unconsciously struggled with. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I
Yeah.
was a confident person. I've always been, confident and outgoing, but these things are unconscious, and
Mhm.
that is the key
Yeah.
to healing your body. You're taking that leap of faith and finding a professional, of course, who knows what they're doing, and they can help you work through some really deep work.
Yeah. Yeah. And so some people are like, oh, don't talk about deep, don't talk about going deep. But why not? Because yeah, we can get our nails done and we could get our face and our makeup done, but that's only gets you so far. You have to go deep to really like love, to really feel our emotions and to be the human being that you were put here to be. It's powerful.
Absolutely. Now, what are some like tools or techniques that you would, show your clients or tell your clients to do? Let's just say if they hurt their shoulder vacuuming.
Yeah. Yeah, so I totally believe that we all need to create some kind of energetic ritual, daily ritual for ourselves because we want to keep our energy high. So I highly recommend I do emotional freedom technique or EFT with my clients. Journaling is a great one. Journaling is really amazing. Like even times when I can't sleep, if I get up and I just start writing a few pages, after a few pages, I'm like, oh, all right, now I'm tired. Now
Yeah.
I can go to sleep, right? But those are the really big ones. Um, and then
I
when
love tapping too. Tapping is one of my
amazing,
favorites.
it's so powerful just to connect the mind, body, and the tapping points are super important because they're acupressure points. There's just so much happening
Yeah.
around that. Yeah,
Mhm.
very transformative tool.
Mhm. Okay, cool. So journaling, emotional freedom tapping, and you were going to say something else.
Well, I would add to that doing some ancestral clearing,
Mhm.
understanding, well, and also like, what are you feeling today? Even clients who come in, I have one client who she's a dietitian and she actually helps people with food and emotions. But when I ask her, what are you feeling? It takes about a 5-minute conversation for her to come up with a feeling.
Mm.
People don't want to talk about their feelings. We've been so shut down and anger is bad or this is bad, but you can't move forward unless you know where you're at. If you're carrying a lot of anger and resentment, you got to clean that up first before the body can heal. And even globally, if you're a very empathic person, if you're a very sensitive person, then you're feeling a lot of the energies that are going on in your community globally. There's a huge up leveling that's happening right now, a huge release going on. That's
A purge.
right. We're all in it. We're all in this big cauldron, I call it. So you have to, there's a way to just pull the energy outside of yourself, right? But first you have to take a few minutes, sit down. What am I feeling? If
Yeah.
I'm angry, then what happened? Is this my anger? Is it somebody else's anger? Like, what do I do with this? Yeah.
Yep. Mhm. Love that. So these are very simple tools.
Mhm.
And it's just a matter of being able to kind of know what you need in the moment in that time, knowing your energy so well that you're like, I need to go for a walk outside, or I need
Mhm.
to journal my feelings out and rage on the
Mhm.
page. Love that. That's really
That's a
cool.
great phrase. Rage on the page. Is that what you call it?
Rage on the page. Yeah.
I love that.
Rage it on the page. You're just like, go, 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 go. And until you feel like you have no more left. And then you just left it there. You're utilizing more than 1 sense. Obviously, you're also a writer. So that writing is super, powerful. Pen to paper is incredible. Actually, how did you get into writing? Right, because you're a part of Brave Healer Productions. It's an authors community. So how did you initially get started with writing?
With Laura. Well, a friend of mine knew Laura before I did, and she asked if I wanted to join Laura's writing group because she had an intuitive writing class. So I said, sure, this will help me with writing. And writing was not something that even to this day, like I have to be in the right frame of mind to sit down and write. So I had gone to know Laura through that. And then when COVID came through, Laura had an in-person business that she was doing, which she had to shut down, and she did the publishing on the side. So overnight, her business was closed. So she posted on Facebook, are there any healers out there who would like to be part of a collaborative book? I thought, sure, I could write a chapter. I'm not going to write a whole book right now, but I could write a chapter. And that's how it started. So I joined that book. And since then, I think I've done like 6 collaborative books and then led my own, the Energy Medicine Solution book. So it's been a journey. It's been really, really healing. Writing is healing, right? You know that. It's powerful. So
it's very powerful. What is your book, Energy Medicine, about?
Solutions. So, and again, I really didn't want to write it. I'm like, that's too much work to have a collaborative book and to find the people. But I just kept getting this nudge of people need to know about energy and how it's impacting their lives. Right. So the Energy Medicine Solution, mind-blowing results to live an extraordinary life. And there's 25 healers in there, energy healers, all who share a very similar story of how they were in severe physical pain, some of them even with cancer. And it was like their opening moment, their awakening moment. And then in the book, they each share a tool. There's somebody from Feng Shui to sound healing to somebody who talks about menopause and energy. It's a wealth of knowledge to the point where we're also going to be putting on a retreat in October that I'm very excited about.
Oh, this is so amazing. Yeah. Congrats.
We're bringing the book to life. Yeah.
You are. And this is important information. Like, I mean, vibroacoustic sound healing, it's incredible. I love it. I love getting on the sound bowls and just going at it. It's so
oh my God. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah.
Wow, congrats, everyone. She has a retreat coming up October.
Be there. It's got Zoom, we've got in person, we've got an accelerated program, we have an early bird special. So this is just a way to get people together with people who are experts in their field. And I promise you that after a couple days of being with us, you're going to feel better. Money's going to show up. Your relationships are going to improve, and you are going to feel very comfortable speaking up and being seen.
I love it. So let's talk about financials, because I believe this is a huge topic. I even myself, I'm doing an event end of June on the connection between health and finances.
Ooh.
Yes. And I think it is so important for people to really be aware of your money mindset and how it's, playing a role in your life. Are you stressed out every day about finances? If so, guess what? It's probably going to play a role on your health.
That's right. And your health, there's so much money in the health industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to turn this around and stop having people be in pain going the traditional route that we do in America. I don't want to badmouth anybody, but we keep people in pain longer, and there's another way, right? And your health is valuable. So I love that you're putting it all together.
Yeah, it's called sick care. That's literally what we're in right now. The healthcare system is sick care. They're keeping you sick.
Yeah.
But anyways, listen, played a role. They're really good for like trauma, you know, like if you have, you know, it plays a role. But when it comes to preventative stuff, that's like really what we are talking about.
Yes.
The prevention and doing these daily routines, rituals, habits are what is going to keep you healthy in the long term, because it's about a quality life.
Yes.
So let's talk about finances. Let's talk about, let's go right into it. So how do you kind of incorporate the financial aspect into your healing and your sessions?
Well, it really depends on who I'm working with. So if I'm just working with a woman, say she's just a mom who she's in pain, just by doing the ancestral energy and healing the inner child, a lot of times money starts showing up. And let's distinguish between abundance, right? Abundance is going to show up. Abundance in your health, abundance, because it's a mindset shift. So we have to start not focusing on the debt that we have, focus on all the money that's showing up. So when you do that shift, then of course money's going to grow and money's going to show up in your bank more. If I'm working with a holistic practitioner or somebody who has a business, then I'm going to start talking about what did they learn as a child growing up? Was one of their parents a spender and one was a saver? What was there a lot of fear? For most people, the child didn't even have conversations about money. So they don't have a good relationship with money. So we have to change all of that mindset and that relationship around money. And then when you become a better money manager, then things change in your life. Of course, it's a process. It's not overnight, right? We take baby steps to get where we want to be. And you have to celebrate every step of the way. But first you have to become aware of what was your family's background about money? Did you come from a family that had financial problems, bankruptcy? All that energy has to be cleared up in order for you to then decide, well, how do I want to feel about money? And there's a lot of really wounded healers out there trying to have a business from the energy of, oh, it's spiritual, I don't want to charge.
Absolutely. I see it all the time.
And it's not right.
No, it's an energy exchange. You are giving somebody your time. Yeah, of course you do complimentary things here and there, but you're giving someone your time. It's an energetic exchange. You know, you have to kind of, you're exactly right. You have to do that work surrounding your money mindset, abundance, worthiness of making money.
Yes, because your income is is right in sync with the amount of worthiness and value you feel about yourself. So if you don't have much value, you're not going to raise your fees. You're not going to charge your value.
Absolutely. And again, it gets a little uncomfortable, but I think like when you make it a goal or an intention rather, and you're just like, I want to change my mindset about money. I need to change something. When you make that decision, because everything's a choice. You know, can change leaps and bounds, and it doesn't have to take a year, right? It honestly, you know, it does take a little bit of time, but you know, it can happen in a short period of time. Absolutely can.
You just have to change your belief about it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Even have one client, she's a healer. She does white time healing and sound healing. And she's like, Jack, oh my God, in 3 months, I'm so busy. I'm doing like 15 people a week, but I'm charging, you know, $75 a session. Well, maybe it's time to up that or
Right.
make packages, because yeah, you got busy, which is what you want, but now you have to take care of your energy. And you don't, the worst thing is for all of these healers and massage therapists to be the walking wounded and not be able to heal the people that they came here to heal. So
That's
it's
so true.
important for them to take time for themselves and charge their worth.
Absolutely. Do you work mostly with healers? Is that primarily your, I know you said women mostly, but is a majority of your clientele healers as well?
I'm getting a lot more healers. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm
I kind
glad
of
that,
I kind of call it like all my witchy friends are coming back together and we're hanging out together.
oh, I love that. All of the witchy clan is coming back together. You guys all found each other.
As long as you believe in past lives, and most healers today will
Yeah,
live some life as a witch, right?
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually was like in a session getting a healing done. This is gonna be a little out there, but like I literally saw, a past life of me, um, not surviving a situation basically as like some form of a healer, and it wanted to get out of my energetic field and it wanted to get out of my body. And it was like the coolest moment because I saw the flashback and I didn't feel, the emotion or anything. And I was like, okay. And it was kind of like, it's safe to do the things you want to do in this lifetime now.
Yes.
It was really cool.
That's awesome. That was a very powerful healing for you.
Oh, yes, 100%. Because it also like, it goes into like spiritual pride and, worthiness and being able to like know your value as, somebody who does this kind of work.
Yeah.
Because you are, in service to others, and, showing up for yourself is going to be very important. So like you said, as someone who's doing this healing work, you can't be walking around wounded. You have
Right.
to do your work, because
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you. Like, I can tell if another healer's been doing their work, and I'm not coming to see you if you're not.
I know.
That's just what it
Yeah.
is. Like, I will intuitively be like, okay, no, this person is not for me. They're not doing their work. I'm not going to go see them.
Yeah. I ran into somebody, well, on Facebook, and they were having a hard time, and I reached out and I sent her this workshop I did, which had a clearing in it and all this stuff. And she's like, oh, I do all that stuff. If you do all that stuff and you're holistic and you're psychic, then why aren't you feeling better? Why are you in a toxic relationship? Why is your partner not feeling well? Why is he dealing with cancer? Then, I'm open to looking at the parts of me that need the next level of healing.
Right.
I don't want to take something and dismiss it, because when I dismiss something, I could be missing a piece. So if we slow down and listen to what everybody's sharing and try, and with the intention of learning something new, not, oh, I already know that, you're missing something.
Yeah, and that's actually, I was on a walk with my dog earlier today, and that was the message that I kind of got, like, for the collective. It was like everyone needs to slow down and listen.
Yes.
Listen to yourselves, listen to your body, anchor into your
Mm,
body. You need to slow down. When you slow down, that is when you actually can become more abundant.
that's right. But people are afraid of that. We think we're so used to pushing, and it doesn't work.
It
doesn't
doesn't work. It doesn't work, and you get burnt out, and then you can't be of service.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I love this. So, as a closing, what words of wisdom do you have for the listeners?
Oh my God. So healing can happen to anybody. It happens to those that take the next step. You have a choice. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to live in pain or debt or any of it. Reach out and choose somebody who's going to help you get to the next level.
Awesome. And where can people find you?
You can find me on my website, JacquelineMKane.com. I'm also on every social media platform, Facebook, LinkedIn, Jacqueline M. Kane. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys enjoyed this episode, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.